We're back. So check this out. Carhartt overalls, no shirt underneath, old soul hat. Amidat. This is me, no longer hiding. This is what I'm presenting. HVAC, raw, authentic information from my technicians, but also for my homeowners. So check this out. The number one, we're going to talk about health. Health is a chapter we're working on. So we're going to be talking about health from a technical safety perspective. Okay. So all my technicians, plumbers, electricians, HVAC, carpenters, the most important thing is you go to these calls and you leave safely. You get home safely, you leave safely. So the number one thing, aside from making that guapolino, okay, making that dinero, making that peso, making the dollar, okay? Even before that is being safe. So we want to have personal protective equipment, as they'd say, PPE. Say it with me, PE, personal protective equipment. You gotta have your gloves, work boots, CSA approved with the green triangle, which means Canadian Safety Authority. So you want to make sure that the boots are actually safe and authorized to be safe, not Timberland. You want to have construction boots with the CSA approval on it, okay? They can be Tim's, but just make sure they're CSA approved with the green triangle on there. Boot covers to protect the floor. Make sure you leave a good impression, not an imprint of dirt and dust on the floor from outside. You want to have a mask because some houses are dirty. So you want to have a N95 mask over your face. If you have a beard, wear the one with the little pink or purple things on the side to protect yourself and to make sure that they're protected if you have a cold or anything like that, any type of drywall dust, flu, particulates in the air. If you have asthma, you want to make sure you have your mask on. Eyewear, you want to have safety goggles or prescription safety glasses to protect your eyes, okay? You also want to have a fire extinguisher if you're doing any type of brazing, or outside if you're doing soldering. Inside if you're doing soldering, or outside if you're doing brazing on the AC equipment. You want to have your fire extinguisher close by to make sure if a fire erupts, you can put it out quickly. Okay? Safety. Sleeves, cut resistant sleeves. So you have a sleeve you put on that's made out of Kevlar. So when you're working on sheet metal or you're brazing or you're soldering, it protects your beautiful skin from getting burned down. Right? So you want to make sure that you have Kevlar sleeves if you're doing any brazing or soldering. Hearing protection if you're using a vacuum, if you're drilling, if you're coring using a core bit, if you're doing any type of brazing, protect those ears. So that way you can hear your wife complaining when you get home about how you didn't do the chores or you stayed out too long or whatever it may be. All right? And lastly, lockout tag. You want to have a lockout tag. So listen. Lockout tag is so important. What it basically does is it goes on top of the actual breaker in the breaker in the electrical panel. You lock out the breaker, so when you're working on the actual 120 volt furnace, blower motor, or you're working on outside 220 volt on the air conditioner, the customer goes, why is this off? Or their younger bad mind son or their curious nephew or granddaughter turns it back on, and off go your fingertips. So you want to make sure that you actually have it locked out, tagged out properly. Part 2 coming soon.